Picasso's saying that it takes you a lifetime to learn how to paint like a child.
Yeah.
I couldn't drum like that if I wanted to, you know, and I had never played with a drummer like that.
So the task. Use your non-dominant hand, which is my left hand, which is why I put an X on this hand, to do daily activities. It says try it for at least part of your meal, maybe for brushing your teeth or combing your hair, just like little minute things. Or for me, editing this video with the mouse on the other side. There was this time in my life, for a very long time, all through elementary school, middle school, and high school, and most of college, I would never try anything new. If I hated anyone being better than me, and I thought I sucked if I couldn't do what they were doing. This led to me like not trying a lot of things I probably would have really loved and really enjoyed doing. But there was always that fear, I guess, and judgment of myself that I just wasn't good. And then someone presented me with the idea of beginner's mind. Why do you expect yourself to be as good as that person when they might have like 10 years of experience and you have 10 minutes of experience? This is normal. I'm gonna try and play 3 chords. I know the strings need to be switched around, but we're gonna try it anyways. And that was huge. That was such a big deal. From that moment on, I started doing things that I thought were fun. And then anytime I had that idea that I'm gonna suck at this, why would I do this? I'm gonna embarrass myself. People are gonna think I'm not any good. Is that real? Do they really think that? Or am I just thinking that? I can't even figure out the shapes. And is it fair to judge someone who has 10 years of experience versus 10 minutes of experience? And that changed the way I lived, and that changed the amount of things I did, and that changed how I coached, and that changed how I viewed the world. It changed because, like, would you ever judge a kid who can't walk? 1 year old, learning how to walk, barely 1 year old, falling over all the time. All my friends learned how to drive stick growing up, and I didn't have a stick, I had an automatic. I never learned how to do it because they got really good at it, and I was like, well, I'm not even gonna do it then, what's the point? And then when we got a manual and I had to learn stick, I had this new mindset that I'm a newborn baby. My learning stick level is like a 0-year-old. Caroline calls it a training age. Everyone has a training age. This is my training age learning stick. And I was terrible. I stalled a lot. I stalled on the highway a couple times. But instead of getting frustrated like I used to do, it becomes funny. When you see a 1-year-old kid fall down walking, it's kind of funny and cute. I was new. I had beginner's mind, which is a really fun and I think healthy way to look at the world. Oh my God, it just took that long to do a D. Last year of pole vaulting, 2016, I called it like a year of Zen or a year of mindfulness. And the idea was, could I do something I've been doing for 16 years and treat it like beginner's mind? And it was really hard. But is what kind of kept me through it, even though I didn't jump super high, was that I did a 1 left PR. I've never done that, so I had a beginner's PR. I was doing new cues I've never tried. This cue, I am brand new. I can't expect myself to be perfect at it. And then it was fun, because it just turned into play. And all play is fun, you know? Sounds like my first day doing this. But Shawn, what does any of this have to do with anything? You go through life using your dominant hand all the time. Subconsciously, you don't even have to think about it anymore, it just happens. So when you come back and you start using your non-dominant hand, you're focusing a whole bunch, just like a kid does. Just like a 1-year-old learning how to walk does. And then all of a sudden, you start laughing. It's ridiculous. You see me trying to play guitar? Didn't work so hot. So I think a lot of these vlogs are gonna be about bringing awareness to things that you necessarily didn't know were is this too dark? To bring awareness to stuff you didn't necessarily know that was there. There's a Zen master, and it says in this book too that in the beginner's mind there's a ton of possibilities, but in the expert's mind there's very few. And I think about this a lot with everything. Within like my career in grad school, all these experts know the way. They don't have that beginner's mind that is open to new possibilities and other ways of doing things. And as soon as you put yourself into a box, that can be very dangerous. That's today's, so try the rest of the day to try everything with your non-dominant hand. I will be doing it for the rest of the day too. I'm sure this video will take about 5 hours extra to edit because I will be using. Leave comments below, let me know what your experience was with doing everything with your non-dominant hand. Life is meant to be experienced and curiosity will get you there. See you tomorrow. Whoop! One of my favorite artists of all time is Jack White. He played in a band called the White Stripes, and everyone used to rip on him because the drummer was so bad. Her name was Meg, and she played the most basic beats of all time. But there was this cool interview I saw with Jack that said something like,
And it was sort of like the first time we played was just on a lark. I just was playing guitar and she sort of sat at the drums and was sort of played like a child, because she never played drums before, and it seemed to be something that was really interesting right off the bat. And it became really, I was just obsessed with it, and I didn't want it to change. I didn't want her to practice. I wanted it to stay childlike, It's sort of that thing when Picasso's saying that it takes you a lifetime to learn how to paint like a child.
Yeah.
I couldn't drum like that if I wanted to, and I had never played with a drummer like that. So it was very primitive and primal.
but she had beginner's mind. Which is kind of crazy, right?